Hello and welcome to The Magic Detective. I'm your host, Dean Carnegie. I am the Magic Detective, and today a little bit of magic. Now, last week I mentioned I was going to show you some more magic from the book Modern Magic by Professor Hoffman. And unfortunately, the trick that I'm about to show you is not in the Professor Hoffman books, at least as far as I could find. It is located in Stanion's Magic. This trick can also be found in the classic card tricks by Edward Victor. It's also in Dai Vernon's tribute to Nate Leipzig, and I also found this particular trick in the Tarbell course, Tarbell number 7 to be exact. And what is the trick? It's called the magnetized cards, and it's really, really cool, and I like it because it dates back to the Victorian time, and begins, of course, with a deck of cards. What else? And actually, you're going to have a number of cards selected. In this case, I'm just going to take about a dozen cards from the top of the pack. That makes it easier for me. And now, when you have the cards selected, make sure that they examine them. Make sure they're absolutely ordinary. They're looking for anything like tape or glue or any sort of adhesive or anything like that. You can even have them examine your hands as well, and they will find nothing. Now, the trick begins by placing the stack of cards on the palm of your hand or the fingers of your hand, and you're going to take the cards one at a time and lay them underneath the stack. Now, you're making a sort of a pattern underneath the cards, and when you're done, you'll have a rather interesting looking pattern. You're trying to get something semicircular. You can get more of a circle depending upon the number of cards that you're using. I think I have about a dozen or so here, so I'm just going to do this as quick as I can, just so you get a general idea. Okay, get that one, and let's put a couple more in. Put one over here, and one, let's put one over here. It's probably a terrible view. Okay. So there we've got kind of a circle. You place your finger here, you turn the cards over, and with any luck, the cards will, oops, I did miss one. The cards will seem to adhere to your hand, and there's nothing, no strings or anything like that. Actually, and no magnets either. You can hold the cards up vertically like this. You can turn them over. They stay suspended. And they will remain that way as long as you want. Oh, here's the great part. If you want to pull a card out, you can. You can even have a spectator come up and remove any card they want to, and they come right out with no problem. The moment you want to break the spell, so to speak, you just merely snap your fingers. 1, 2, 3, and the cards fall down. And that is the magnetized cards. Last time on The Magic Detective, I showed you one of my magician statues that I have in my collection, and this week I thought I'd show you another one. This one is really interesting. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. It's a magician with a couple kids. He's obviously showing some magic, and I must say I'm not sure who made this, but I can tell you this. I did find out something interesting about it, somewhat by accident. A couple years ago, I was visiting Terry Evanswood out in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And Terry, by the way, does a fantastic illusion show there in Pigeon Forge. But not only that, Terry is a big magic collector. And just to the left of the theater, he has the Terry Evanswood Magic Museum, and you've got to go check it out. It's free, doesn't cost anything to see the museum, does cost to see the show, and it's worth it. But the museum, as soon as you walk in, you see this big statue of, actually it's not a statue, it's just a mannequin of Harry Blackstone Jr. Wearing one of Blackstone's original costumes. And I had to laugh when I saw it because Terry got that from the Blackstone auction, and I remember bidding on that very same costume, so sorry about that. Sorry the price went so high. Probably my fault. But he's got other things in there, just amazing pieces of magic history in his museum. And one of the things that I saw was a poster print that looked just like this. It In fact, it was this, except painted like in a very Norman Rockwell sort of way. And when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, I have that figurine. And so I don't know, they must be connected somehow, and I don't know who put them out because there's nothing here on the bottom. There's no nothing anywhere that says this is what it is or who it's from. If you happen to know, let me know. You can write me at carnegiemagic@me.com. I'd love to find out who this was. But anyway, it's really cool figurine, and I've never seen another one. I'm sure there's probably others, but I've never seen another one. And you can see the poster print for it at Terry Evans Wood's Magic Museum, as well as seeing some other cool stuff too. So I thought you might enjoy that. And that's all we have time for on The Magic Detective. I hope you enjoyed the magic and the little magician figurine. We'll be back next week with more magic and more magic history. And actually next week I have a special surprise for you in regards to Fu Manchu, David Bamberg. It's going to be pretty eye-opening. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, by the way, check out my blog also at themagicdetective.com, and have a great week. Bye-bye, everybody.